Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike from TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your Flagstaff Classic 8529 IKSB rear living travel fifth wheel. You guys picked a beautiful unit here. I'm going to walk you around and show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A couple things to take into consideration when parking. On your campsite, leave at least enough room for your slide to come in and out. Then I also want you to think about your awnings. Leave room for those to come out. And then on your off campsite, of course, your slides over here. There's plenty of room for them to come in and out. Then I want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Your power is going to be on the very rear of your off campsite or your driver's side of your tow vehicle. Then your docking station is going to be in this front compartment on your driver's side of your tow vehicle toward the front. So park accordingly so you can utilize the power and water at the campsites. Once you arrive, first thing you're going to do is unhook your hitch. Now you do have this ground control auto leveling system. There's a bunch of instructions there. All you're going to do, shut this back off, we're going to turn that on, and our front jacks, if you don't have retract, are going to lift. That'll lift you up off your unit. Get your vehicle out of the way. Once your vehicle's out of the way, you're just simply going to touch auto level. Auto level is going to change the height of your front stabilizing jacks as well as your rear leveling jacks. Once that's all done, this is going to beep and you'll know that it's done. Once your unit's level and stable, we can hook up our power and water. Now again, you got the big long 50 amp cord on the back here. At the end of that 50 amp cord, you need to plug into a campsite that's 30 amp. And your convenience pack is what we call a dog bone to bring you from 50 down to 30. And if you ever need to plug in at home, we'll have a 30 down to 15 amp that you can plug into a 110 with. That's your power hooked up. Let's hook up our water. Now they made it real easy on this unit. We're at a campsite, we're going to hook up to city water. So we're going to set this to white down, blue to the left, red up, green to the left. Hook up your hose here, but first a water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. Always use this when putting fluid in here. Hook that up, hook up your hose, make sure you set for city water here, but don't turn on your water yet. Let's find your hot water heater. Your hot water heater is located just to the right of the entry doorway. All we're doing at this point, folks, is making sure our drain plug's back in. Plumber's tape, get that in there nice and snug. Once that's in there tight, you can go ahead and turn that hose on. Now after that hose has been on for a little bit, you can go inside and deploy your slides. We've already got our unit level and stable. What I need to do is get the slides open so you can get to your water taps. Open up all your water taps so you got a nice steady flow of water going out of them. No more air. And then you can go ahead and turn on your water pump inside. Now let's say we're going to go camping and we're not going to use city water. We're going to go dry camping. In that case, we're going to do two steps. We're going to start with power tank fill. White down, green to the left, red up, blue down. And once you switch this to tank fill, you're going to come back here to the rear of your unit by your power, and this is where you fill your potable water. No need for a water pressure regulator here. Simply use a hose. 2 ways to tell when it's full. One, there's an overflow valve right here, or on the inside where they check the levels of your black and gray tanks, there's also a button you can check the level of your fresh tank. Once that's full, remove your hose. Come back to your control panel here, and then switch this to dry camping. White down, green and red up, blue to the left. Now you're set to dry camp, and you can turn on your water pump. Now you turn on your water pump here or also indoors. Just wherever you turn on your water pump, you only want to turn it on when utilizing the potable water, and wherever you turn it on at, shut it off in the same spot. All right, we're all set up with power and water. Let me go ahead and walk you around the rest of the outside of the unit, starting here on your off campsite. So you got your propane tank here. Again, your auto leveling system. Your docking station. Big pass-through storage. There's where a water filter can go. You have an outdoor shower here. The spray port hose that'll connect to that. Your cable and satellite. You can also switch these to sanitize. That's where you'll siphon soapy water into your system to clean that out. Again, you have to make sure you bypass your water heater. And same thing up here to winterize when you're putting in your antifreeze. Down here is your black tank flush. We'll talk about that when dumping our black tanks. So access panel, you can run your hoses down through, and a 110 out here as well. Have a night docking light. This is a flue for your furnace. 2 things: make sure it's never blocked, and if you're running your furnace, steer clear of this, it will get hot. Here's our black and gray holding tanks, as well as our freshwater drain, or our low point drains, excuse me. There's a vent for the back of your microwave, and these are access panels to the back of your fridge. There's a hole for manual override for your slide. I'll show you where that is. Here's your fresh water drain, where you dump your potable water. Here's where you'll put your potable water in. On the back of your unit here, you're prepped for a backup camera. You also have a ladder. Utilize it. Go up there a couple times a year. Caulk as needed with recommended RV roofing caulk. That blue spray hose that you can use in that outdoor shower, you can also use it over here. You also have an LP quick connect if you want to grill out over here. Your griddle and stand will set out here. You're also prepped for a TV. Cable and 110 for that. A little bit of storage there. Again, back over to your campsite, you got your hot water heater, your pass-through storage. This is your manual override for your slides. That's the crank for that. And your other propane over here. There's your regulator. Simply lefty-loosey to open. And that should turn from red to green. Pointing toward this one, and now it's green. Front of the unit, you got a night docking light, as well as your batteries. Check your battery post now and then. Make sure those haven't wiggled loose going down the road over time. And then your auto leveling systems. Hydraulics. You're also prepped for solar on here. You can plug in your solar panel there. That'll trickle charge your batteries. Then you have this docking light for up front here. That about covers everything on the outside. Let's go take a look on the inside. Okay, so coming up in your unit, first thing I like to point out is the fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camped with you knows that the fire extinguisher is located at the entry doorway in case of emergency. Coming immediately to your left as you come in, I'll start at the top here in the hallway. That's going to be your fan power. This is where it's pre-wired for solar. This is a template for the techs to use in case they ever need to wire this whole unit for solar. Here's where they need to get in at. Lippert One Control app. Go to the app store, put this app on your phone. You can sit outside and open and close your awnings, your slides, and turn on and off your lights all from your phone. Here's a Wi-Fi Ranger. If you're at the back of the campsite, you'll be able to pick up better reception with the Wi-Fi. Down here's control panel. You check your battery. Here's your fresh tank. I said you could hold down when your potable water's filling up. Black and gray tanks. Over here is where you turn on your water heater if you're hooked up to electric. Your water heater hooked to gas. Here's where you turn on your tank heaters if you're in inclement weather. That'll turn on a pad on your tanks. Here's where you turn on your water pump if you're using potable water. There's your Wi-Fi booster. All kinds of lighting here. Porch, step, and awning lights. Here's your slide and awning controls. Bring your other one back in. I want to show you. You don't want to run these out until that white flap falls down to 90 degrees. You can see that brown bar. These will run themselves up out past that point and run themselves up backwards, so keep an eye on it when you're running it out and make sure you don't run it out too far. Get that ran back in here. Continue to hold down retract as that runs in. And hit retract, make sure your other one's back in. And we'll utilize your slide controls when leaving. Down below that is going to be your access panel to your breaker box and fuses. You got quite the variety in there. 5, 10s, 15s. Highly recommend having a handful of those with you when you go camping. On the corner here, you got a 110. Here's your max air vent. We're simply going to hit on. That's going to open and turn on your max air vent. Hit off to close it. Here's your thermostat. Go through system, cool, heat, and off. Or change it to zone number 2, which is your sleeping area. Your cool, your heat, and your off. Also on this island, you got some one-touch lighting. 110 USB ports. On the side of your island, you got a 110 with GFCI reset, and you also have your 12-volt carbon monoxide propane detector. Now the reason I mentioned that's 12 volt, it's always running off your battery. So if you are out dry camping somewhere, nothing plugged in charging your battery, use your battery disconnect to keep this running your battery down while you're gone. Self-explanatory microwave has a high and low vent. Light as well. The glass top here makes an excellent backsplash. Panel light. Turn this to light, but you got to push it in while you hit your spark. That'll give you your flame. Same thing on your oven. No pilot light. Turn this to light. Hit your spark here and then set it to the desired temperature. If you take that panel light and rock it down, gives you an oven light. Talk about your Dometic fridge. Open that up to show you controls. Here's where you turn it on. Here's where you read it. Turn that on. And we are hooked up to auto. Auto means when you're running off, when you're plugged in, you're running off electricity. As soon as you unplug, you go to gas. Push that in to go to strictly gas. Over here is where you change your temperatures 1 through 5. One touch lighting up here. Touch it once for a blue ambient light. Hold it in for a reading light. Your recliners, got them turned sideways. That's how you want to turn those for travel. Make sure they're turned sideways so that your slide will not interfere with them. Show you quickly how to set up your sofa into a bed. Simply remove your Velcro cushions. Stand in the middle, helps you open them up. Open your legs. Put your back down. Just that quickly you have another sleeping quarters. When we reverse the process, make sure you put the back up first or you can damage things in here. Again, stand in the middle, gives you the best leverage. Return your Velcro cushions and just that quickly you're back to a sofa. You have individual lighting back here as well. 110 and charging ports next to your sofas. Now head back up your hallway in the bathroom here. You have another max air vent. That's a remote too, so you can take that wherever you want. Close that back up. There's your lighting for the bathroom. A couple things to mention in here. On your shower, you want to make sure that this shower door is snapped securely for travel. Same thing in your bedroom, bathroom door. You also have 110 with GFCI reset here as well. And some plumbing to maintain. Just keep an eye on your plumbing as you're going down the road. Make sure nothing wiggles loose over time. Bedroom back here. Again, more one-touch lighting. Make sure that your closet is secured open. You prep for a washer and dryer back here. Make sure that is snapped in like so for travel. Same thing on both ends. Your lighting. See a couple of these throughout the unit. Those are a temperature reader. It allows the thermostat to work better. Shut off our lighting. You do have a magnet to hold this door open as well. Now let's act like we're getting ready to leave the campsite and close the unit up. Into your dining room here. You have one-touch lighting up here. Television. Got a remote right here I'm going to turn on. As I'm turning it on, back here behind your TV where your cable plugs in, there's a digital channel enhancer. Make sure that green light is on before you run your digital channel scans. It'll help the antenna to pick up better channels. There's your TV working. In order to move that TV, lift up on that and that'll swivel this out. There's your feet for your TV and a owner's manual. Snap that back in for travel. Below that, your sound bar, your sound system, IRV technology sound system, AM, FM, Bluetooth, 3 different zones on this. Turn that up. Zone 1, shut off. Zone 2 is your front bedroom. Zone 3 is outside. Touch it once to mute, hold it in to shut it off. Fireplace, not just for looks anymore. I can go through and make it brighter or dimmer or make it pretty, but the biggest thing is the heat. If it's chilly in the morning or evening, instead of cranking up your heat and using your gas if you're plugged in at a campsite, crank up the heat on this and it'll get it toasty in here in no time. Come up the hallway here, your vacuum system. So your vacuum system, you see, try me, just kick it there, get your stuff in there. So at this point, I like to shut off all my interior lights. Then I can look and see any individual lighting I may have left on. And walk around and shut all that off. So my accent lighting is off. I say doors and drawers. Make sure all doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to impede your slides from coming in. Turn on some lights here. Slide number 1 in. That's going to be our kitchen slide. Excuse me, our campsite slide. Again, make sure your chairs are turned sideways. All your doors and drawers up here are closed. You don't want that slide catching on anything as it comes in. It utilizes every inch here. I want to mention that noise you heard at the end of the slide coming in. Don't panic when you hear that noise. It's okay to hear for a second or two. It's just the slide mechanism telling itself not to come in any further. There's nothing grinding or hurting your slide mechanism. See how close everything comes there. And lastly, slide number 3 is going to be your bed slide. Make sure your dresser's closed. Make sure nothing's on the floor to impede that slide from coming in. Again, shut off your interior lights and exit the unit. Now the biggest thing on these steps is you want to make sure this exterior door is all the way open so this doesn't catch on it going up. Set that inside your door. Lock and deadbolt your exterior door. Lift and turn your handle. At this point, we're going to unhook our cable, our water, and our power. We're going to come back up here, and you're going to hit retract. Retract, or you're going to have to turn this back on. And you can hit retract. Retract is going to bring up all of your auto leveling system. Once you do, turn that back on to bring up or retract your drop legs in order to get your unit back on your trailer. Once you do, head on up to the dump station and park accordingly. Your dump is going to be just ahead of your tires on your off-camp side or your driver's side of your tow vehicle. Once you arrive, I like to start by dumping my tanks. Open up both those freshwater tanks, or those low point drains, excuse me. Come back around here to your hot water heater. You're going to lift up on this pressure release valve. That's going to dump the remainder of your hot water out of here. Push that back down, otherwise your door won't close. And then pull your drain plug. Now take that hose that comes with your convenience pack. Hook that up to your dump. And the first thing we're going to do is pull our black handle. After it sounds like that's no longer draining, you're going to leave that black handle open. Again with your water pressure regulator. Hook up to this black tank flush. Turn that hose on and let it run for a good 5 minutes to wash all that nastiness out of there. Once that's done, remove that hose. Make sure that washout is done draining. Then close your black handle, pull your gray handle. When that one's done, pull this last gray handle. Again, them will be cleaner waters, your sinks and your showers. That'll clean your sewage hose out for you. And you can conveniently and sanitarily store your sewage hose right in your bumper. One last drain, your freshwater drain. If you're out boondocking, we'll be back here. Again, we thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Flagstaff for many years to come. Happy camping.